Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum shabaike. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm here at Performance Hyundai for a review of a special car for me. So this is the biggest SUV that Hyundai sells, and you guys already know it. This is the 2023 Hyundai Palisade, and not any Palisade. This is the Palisade Calligraphy, the most top model for the Palisade. And this is the all-new facelift, because from the previous generation this has been facelift. And now let me give you a brief history of the Palisade. So the Hyundai Palisade, before 2018 the biggest SUV that Hyundai used to sell was the Santa Fe XL, but after 2017 at 2018 they revealed the Palisade. Palisade is the big SUV that has 7 seats or 8 seats, depends on which model you're gonna get, and you can easily sit in comfortably on the third row. So from 2018 this car got released, and people really like it because of its nice design, its options, and its capability when it comes to off-roading and luxury touches for a Hyundai vehicle. And this is pretty much for the history because it's a new car and people really like it, and this is the facelifted version. So it's the first generation. If we come to the competitors of the Hyundai Palisade, it has its own brother, the Kia Telluride. And when it comes to the Germans, people say that it can't be compared to the Germans. I kind of agree with them, because when it comes to price, the Germans are more higher. The starting price of a German car and the top spec of this car is pretty much same. So yeah, in the German side, the GLS, the X7 and the Q7 is supposed to be the competitor of this car. But if American side comes, there's no competitors, because American cars are more bigger and more expensive than these Korean cars. But this is the bang for a buck, and I'm going to show you why. First, let me show you the car's key, and then I'm going to show you the full front fascia. So the key is pretty much compact with a lot of buttons, and it actually makes sense. You have the lock, unlock, trunk opening, panic button. You can reverse the car and get the car front with the buttons and remote started. So I'm going to get inside, turn on the headlights that are different from the old model, because this got facelifted for the 2023 model. So I'm going to quickly get inside, put on the brake, pressing the start button. There the car turns on. So this is for the daytime running lights. Hazard is for the headlight, and this is with the high beam and without the high beam. So now I'm going to come outside. So let's come to the headlights. The old model daytime running lights, or the front upper lights, were different. There was a light that used to start here and come here, but on the newer generation there's an individual light here that lights up for your daytime running lights, that comes here, breaks in the part, a little light here, and then comes down all the way here. What Honda is trying to show you is the light is going inside the body, and then inside the body, and then coming outside. But it's a 3-part headlight. But on the Platinum Edition there's only 2, but on the Calligraphy there's 3. This is your daytime running lights, and you have 2 projectors set up for your main headlight, and you have your 2 hazards light on the top. If the hazard's off, this is just the grille. And then for making the car look a little sportier, they added this functional vent here that actually gets air in and air out. And then if we come to the front fascia of the car, you can see this big grille that is more bigger than the older generation, because the older generation grille used to end here. It would start here and end here, but on the newer generation, newer facelift, it is completely different. You have this big mustache on the top, and then you have this big grille that is open, and it has chrome all around. The logo is chrome, the grille is chrome, everything's chrome. This insert is chrome as well, and then chrome here, chrome here. So much chrome, like it's very flushy. And then it's open here and open here for getting air inside the intercooler. You have the front number plate slot, because in Canada you have to put a front number plate. And thanks to Performance Auto Group Hyundai Brampton for giving me this car, so I could do a full in-depth review of this vehicle. And if you need any Hyundai vehicles, I would link in the description that Sunny's number and his email, so you can talk to him for any Hyundai vehicles. And to be honest, the front is not bad, but the previous generation wasn't bad either. Now let's come to the safety systems, because Hyundai is pretty known for their safety systems. So you have parking sensors at the front, and then you have camera up there and camera at the front also for your cameras. That is a optional extra on the Palisade. But the safety systems are more than useful. You have lane keep assist and lane departure assist, that's for the highways. And for the local ways, you have your normal automatic brake assist, pedestrian stop, so if someone just quickly comes, it's going to automatically brake the car. And you have rear cross traffic alert, so if you reverse the car for parking lot, another car is coming, the car is going to automatically stop and not let you go until the other car passes by. That's going to be pretty much it for the front. Now I'm going to show you what is powering this Palisade and how many engines are there for the Palisade. So now I'm going to get inside for opening the front hood of the car. There's a button on the driver's side. If you pull it, the hood opens, and then there's a lock here. If you just get that open like this, the hydraulic struts are going to do the work, because this counts as a premium level car because it's more than $80,000. But I'm going to link the price at the description if you want to know, and the warranty and stuff, so don't ask in the comments about price and stuff. So this engine, the Palisade gets a 3.8 liter GDI V6 engine that is right here. And if you guys ask why is the engine so low, so if the car gets into the crash, it's more possibilities it doesn't damage the engine, because it's much higher, it's going to fully crash into the engine, right? So you can see GDI badge here on this engine cover. It has this artificial carbon fiber design, Hyundai logo here, and design here and here. This is where you put your engine oil, and you have a dipstick to check how much engine oil you have. You have your windshield wiper washer, you have your radiator fluid here, and if you go behind the engine, you have your turbos. This is a full intercooler for the turbo, so it can get maximum air, and all the way comes till here. And it is powered by Shell. Not sponsored, but it's just written here. But over here you could also check the radiator fluid, but when the car is on, it tells that don't touch it because it's obviously hot. And this is the start for opening the hood. So now let's come to power outputs. The Palisade gets 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. It is 4-wheel drive, and it has an 8-speed automatic transmission. And compared to a Korean car, this engine isn't bad. You have insulation on the top as well. Now I'm going to quickly close the engine. So here we go. And we just push. There. The car doesn't have rain sensing wipers, but it does have a heads-up display inside the car. Now I'm going to show you the car's side profile. So now let's come to the side profile. So the length of this car is 196.7 inches because this is a long SUV. And now let's come to the front wheels. So with the top of the line of the car, you get this wheel, or you have some more options. If I can find any pictures, I'm going to make sure they're up there. So these wheels are 245 50 R20s, 20-inch two-tone color wheels with the Hyundai logo at the center that actually looks nice. You have 6-piston brakes at the front, and the thickness of the front rotors are 13.4 inches. And you have this front reflector, as this is a North American spec. And this part is fully body painted, but on the baseline, this is just plastic treatment. If we get up from there, if we just come a little back, you can see this is the side view mirror. You have the little tiny hazard light here, but a big light here for people to understand your blinkers are on, and it has blind spot monitoring on the blinkers, and it is heated. So when it's snowing, it can unfreeze the snow. And then if I just turn on the hazard light real quick, there we go, you can see that. And then let's come to the side chrome parts. The chrome trimming start here, that all the way goes until here and stops here, but it starts here again. And the door handles are also chrome. It has keyless entry at the front door. If we come down, there's more chrome treatments here for making the car look more flashy like Mercedes does. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. But the wheelbase of this car is 114.2 inches. Now let's come to the rear wheels. So the rear wheels the same as the front, as this is a all-wheel drive car. But the rear, you have single piston brakes, and the rear thickness of the rotors are 12 inches. And that's going to be pretty much it for the wheel. And for the fuel tank, if the car is unlocked, if you just press here, there it pops up. Then you can open your fuel tank and put in your 91 octane. And that's going to be pretty much it. I'm saying that too much. But as we're in the fuel tank, let's just quickly tell about the petrol and the diesel variant you can get for the Palisade. So in America, North America, you don't get the 2.2 liter diesel, but you get that on the South Korean model. So in my country, in Bangladesh, you get the 2.2 liter diesel variant, but here you get the 3.8 liter V6. That's going to be it pretty much for the side profile, but you have roof rails also. That is useful, and it is chromed. Now let me show you the car's rear. So the height of this car is 68.4 inches. Now I'm going to get inside and turn on the rear lights. The rear lights are very similar with the previous pre-facelift model, but I'm still going to get inside and turn them on because this is my first time reviewing this car in English. So here, foot on the brake, pressing the start button. So now I'm going to come outside for showing you guys the rear tail lights. So the rear tail lights is fully LED. You have your hazard light here. These are your brake lights. This is that always turns on. This is your side reflector light, and it says full LED up here. And then if you come here, you have this trim that actually illuminates. It looks better at night, but it actually illuminates. We can see that. Then you have the Palisade written here with the Hyundai logo. You have the windshield wiper for the back. You have your camera here for your rear view mirror. And then you have your camera here for the reversing camera and your number plate slot and your lights. If you come down, you have this big reflector with 4 sensors, and the only differences from the pre-facelift model is this rear end. You have different exhaust styles and different rear bumper for the calligraphy. And that's going to be pretty much it. You have the upper stop brake light here, and then you have the shark fin antenna that is very thick. Now let's see if the Palisade is practical or not for a family size big SUV. So for opening the boot, if you just press a button here, it's going to powerly open for the calligraphy. And then as this is a 3-row SUV, you have decent amount of room behind the 3rd row. And if you look at the underfloor storage, you have the partial cover. So if you fold the 3rd row, you could put that in. And then you have the nets for putting here so nothing dangles. And you have your lifter for lifting the car and your towing hooks down there. And then if we quickly close this, if you need more storage and don't need to use the 7 seats or your 3rd row, you can fold them by these buttons. So if you press this 2 button, it's going to powerfully fold down. And as this is a brand new vehicle, the seats are covered in plastic so it doesn't get dirty. So there you can see you have a much better flat body and you have more storage to see. So if you want more storage, you can fold on the 2nd row as well by these 2 buttons, and the rear seat is very back so it didn't fold fully. But yeah, it's a flat body, and you have a 12-volt socket here so you could carry a refrigerator, and you have your Harman Kardon subwoofer at the back as well. And for lifting the 3rd row, I could do that from here, but for the 2nd row I have to go inside and do it manually. And that's it for the boot. If you go up, you have just your button, and if the hydraulics doesn't work, you have to use your hand. There we go. Now we are completely done with the exterior of the car. Let's go and sit in the interior. So now let's get inside the 3rd row. So the seat's folded, I'm going to get it back up, and then there's a button here that's going to give me storage so I can get inside the 3rd row. So you have steppers here so you could get in, and then sit inside, put this back to its place, and then I can press this button and then it could go front so you could see how much room I have. So everything's like straight and stuff, and I'm very uncomfortable, but if I just press this button I can recline the seat a little bit, and it's a 40-60 distribution at the back as well. So now it's much comfortable. I can put my leg under the front seat. Under Thai Super Sport, it's a SUV problem, but you need the driving pleasure, so you have to compromise some stuff. But yeah, it's very comfortable, not bad. You have 2 AC vents on the top, and you have cup holders on either side and a USB for either side. Yeah, not bad. And then you have light placements here that you have to turn on from the front. And you have a light for the boot. Now I'm going to come inside the center row that are captain chairs. So here we get inside. Put this back, and then there. And then I'm going to go from the other side again, and then sit inside this 2nd row. So sitting inside the 2nd row, you have captain chairs, or if you get the normal model, I mean the limited or stuff, you could get a full bench, but the calligraphy gets captain chairs. It's very comfortable. You have decent amount of space when it comes to legroom and headroom, and it is heated and ventilated. And because it's captain chairs, you can put your hand here and easily relax, and you have blinds on both of the sides as well, and the window fully goes down, I guess. Yep, it does. It's a one-touch power, and the blind is easy to access. And then if we come to the top, you can see two more AC vents here, and then light controls for the center. And then you have grab handles, and the headliner is suede leather, and you have a panoramic roof as well. For opening that, I have to just press this button, and the blind's going to open powerly. And then you can see there's an airbag here, and same on this two sides. And now let's come to the climate control center place. So if you turn this on, you have a 3-zone climate control, 1 at the back, 2 at the front, and heating and ventilating for the back as well. And then if you come down, you can see you have a plug for charging your laptop and a 12-volt socket here. And for your heating and ventilating seat, you have 3 different adjustability. Now I'm going to come to that chair. So here we do that. And now let's come to the door. First, let's start from all the way at the bottom. You know what, let's just start from top. So first of all, you have your Twitter, then you have your wooden treatment. This is your door handle, manually lock and unlock. And then it all the way goes till the back with this amazing quilted leather. You have your grab handle with storage here, window opener, 2 cup holders, and then a bottle holder down here, and your speaker. And it says Palisade here. And that's it for the door. And the door fully covers, so this part doesn't get dirty when it's really muddy. And if you off-road your Palisade, then and that's going to be it for the rear seat. Now let's get inside the front. So first of all, let's come to the dash. So first of all, you have your airbag and a vent for defogging the window. You have your trim here all the way. Then you have your leather, and AC vent starts from here all the way comes till here. But you have 2 AC vents here and 1 here, and this is for closer and opener. Then you have your glove box that is illuminated with your owner's manual and the bolts for the wheel. And then if you come to the seats are 10-way adjustable for the passenger and 14-way adjustable for the driver. And now if I show you the front sunroof, I could open the cover manually and then open the sunroof powerly. There we go, and this is for closing the sunroof. And you can close the blind manually. You have 2 vanity mirrors on either side with a light on top. And then if we come to this section right here, you have a sunglass holder. No, you have a mirror to look at the back to the passenger if everyone's comfortable. And then you have your passenger airbag warning. You have your, if you're towing something, you can turn that on. You have your lights for either side. And you have your lights. If the door opens, the lights automatically going to turn on. And this is for all the lights to turn on. You have your SOS emergency button here as well. Now I'm going to show you the climate area, but before that, let me just show you the storage. If you push this button, this goes back. You have 2 cup holders, and if you want to use it, you just press this button, that comes up. If you press this button, this comes up. You have the wireless charger here and a little storage for the key, and a USB if your phone doesn't have wireless charging. And this is for putting it back. And for getting this back, you just pull this, and you have more storage here with a coin holder and a lot of storage, and a 12-volt and a USB-C type down there. Now I'm going to show you the climate menu. Foot on the brake, pressing the start button, the car turns on. First, let's start from these buttons. So you have ventilating seat, heating seat for the driver and the passenger, and heating steering wheel as well. Then this is for the parking cameras of the car. If I just close this, you can see the reversing camera with your adaptive guidelines, and then you can see the 360-degree camera, and you can see you actually have handicap parkings at both of the sides. Then if you press this, you can look at the 360-degree camera of the car, and you can actually move this as well, so you can see the Palisade. And you can also see if the wheel's moving or not, and it uses the facelifted version. Let's see if the hazard test works. And no, it doesn't. But the wheel does. And then if I go back to home, this is for your auto start stop off. This is for if you're going downhill and off-roading. And this is the driving modes. You have comfort, eco, sport, and smart. And then if you go trailing, you have snow, mud, sand. But I'm going to leave it at comfort. Then you have your auto hold. What is auto hold? Let me just show you. So for that I have to wear my seatbelt. So you're in the traffic light and your legs hurting by holding the brake and stuff. So you can turn this on. So whenever you're in the brake light, you can turn on auto hold. So the car is going to hold. The car's on drive, my legs back here. So it's just holding. But when I press on the gas, it just goes at front. Back to park. And the parking brake enabled. And now let's come to the gear knob. Gear knob is very, different from other manufacturers. If you drive, neutral, reverse here, and park here. That's it. But from the older model to this model, the climate menu has been changed. So this is digital now, but in the analog side, you have your off front windshield heater and the temperature. And same on this side. And then you have no outside air coming inside and rear windshield heater. And for the wind speed, it is fully digital. And where you want the air is also digital. And then AC on or AC off. And you could also control the rear climate from here. Nice. You have your shortcut buttons here, you have your hazards button here, this for volume, this for skipping track. And now if you come up, you have a digital rear view mirror and a manual one. And you have your garage door opener as well. Nice. Now I'm going to show you the car's infotainment system. So this is a fully digital infotainment system. This is the face menu, you have your date, time, radio, media off, and you have your navigation always on. Then if you go here, you have your map. If you go on map, you can see this is a car that gets free navigation, because in Lexus you have to pay for navigation. Like, wow. So you can see the navigation is not that good, but not that bad. But it is pretty easy to use. You could search some stuff and then you could just put everything here, or you could add your home and work and where you want to go. So if I just quickly search some place, I don't know, here 64 Church Street, and then it's going to give you all the locations, and then if you press there and set as destination there, and then it's going to configure it, everything. Agreed, terms of condition. Oh no, this is actually getting my own stuff in. So it's going to give you where you want to go, and you can set as destination. But as this car is not completed yet from the workshop, it's not going to work that easily. But you have your navigation menu, so you could save some places. Then you have your phone. So if your phone's connected, there you can see my name, or you could connect your name too. Then you have your phone projector, and you have your voice memo. What is voice memo? So voice memo is, if you're sitting on the front, if you talk, it's going to get inside the microphones at the front and get it out the rear speakers. And voice memo is that. And then you have your climate menu. So if you go on climate menu, you can look at it fully in the digital screen. Then you have your valet mode, you have your passenger talk, you have your quiet mode. So quiet mode is the complete opposite of passenger talk. So it gets it from the microphone and noise cancellation it for the back. You can look at the rear climate, HD audio and setup. Then you have radio, media, blue link, notification, users manual. Very simple. Now let's come to the steering wheel. So the steering wheel is manually adjustable. So it is tilt and telescopically adjustable, fully manually. So before I fully get into the steering wheel, I forgot to show you one more thing. So if I just quickly go there, if you go on media and then sound of nature, you could actually listen to sounds from the nature. So this is your snow. Then you have your warm fireplace, open air cafe, rainy day, and sea waves. So you can just keep these on with your volume just down there. Now let's come back to the steering wheel. So first of all, you have your buttons here for your safety system. This is for your lane keep assist, and this is for your lane departure assist. You could control your speed for your cruise control. You could also control the instrument cluster with this button and these buttons. This is for the cruise control. And these are all controls for your median system. It's a 4-spoke right here, but you could hold it like this, hold it like this, hold it like this, how you want. And that's pretty much it for the steering wheel. You have your airbag here, Hyundai logo, and your honk. Now I'm going to show you the car's instrument cluster. So now I'm going to show you the instrument cluster, but before that, whenever you get inside the car, it does a pretty nice animation. So if I just turn it on, it just did nothing, but when you unlock the car and get inside, it actually does something. Now let's come into the instrument cluster and show you everything about it. So first of all, before we go into the instrument cluster, you have your two paddle shifters here, plus and minus. Over here you have your headlight controls and hazard, and when you use the hazard, you could see the both side blind spot monitoring camera, and you have your windshield wiper washers here. So if I just pull it, there's water spray and it's working. So you can see this is your RPM, this is your engine temperature, this is your speed. Top speed is 260 km per hour. This is your fuel gauge. This is your consumption gauge. This is the kilometer the car has. This is the kilometer the car can go with the fuel it has. This is for your auto hold feature off and on. This is for your parking brake off and on. And you could actually control the center thing with the buttons here. So first of all, if we go to this, you could look at all of your safety systems. Then you could look at the car information. You have your refueling stuff, you have your consumption stuff, and your kilometer, your digital ski. This is for your navigation. You have a compass there right now. This is for the car information, so which wheel it's powering, and tire pressure monitor. I'm just gonna keep it like this. And if you change driving modes, it does a nice animation too. So now it's on comfort. This is eco, this is sport, and this is smart. So now I'm going to leave it at sport, and this is the more sporty mode for this car, where it has your speed limit monitor and which gear you're in. So I just put it on drive and use the paddle. It says 1 or 2. Put her back to park, and now I'm going to show you the door, but before that I'm just going to show you the heads-up display. So the heads-up display is pretty simple. It just has the speed and the speed limit monitor, and if you turn on the navigation, it just shows you that. When you turn it off, you're off your Hyundai logo. First of all, you have a vent for defogging the window. Then you have your AC vent here. This is for the brightness for the instrument cluster. This is for your towing hook on and off. This is for traction control. Parking brake, boot opener, and your fuse box. This is for opening the hood. You have your death pedal, brake pedal, and gas pedal. Then if you come to the seat controls, you have it here, 14-way adjustable, and it has massaging seat for the driver as well, because this is the calligraphy. You have your Twitter up here, you have your 2 memory seats. This is for the door handle. You have this wooden treatment all the way back. And then if I open a little wide, you have your quilted leather here. This is for your mirror controls, lock and unlock, window openers, and window lockers. Grab handle here. If you come down, you have your Harman Kardon speaker for the top model. And then you have storage here with a bottle holder. And you have your Palisade written here, and that's going to be pretty much it. And I'm just going to quickly grab the key, and you have a side reflector there, and the door fully covers. You already know about it. So if you like this review, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and let me know what Hyundai car you want to watch next, because previously when I did the Elantra, and a lot of people said the Palisade. So here's the Palisade. But until then, see you at the next review. Thanks to Performance Auto Group, Hyundai Brampton. Peace.